Greetings, my friends. Thank you for watching this video, and if you would be so kind, please subscribe if you like what you see. Help our channel to keep growing and keep fighting the war to save pop culture. Together, we can end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy. Enjoy, and thanks. Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and I have come not to bury Spider-Man No Way Home, but to praise it. Yes, my friends, Santa Claus left an early Christmas present under the tree this year with a delightful romp through the multiverse of possibilities, reminding us all of just how much fun a movie can be. So this review is going to be divided into two parts, which will be clearly marked. I will first give you my non-spoiler general review, and then I'll warn everyone with a big red screen that I'm getting into spoiler territory, give everyone who doesn't want spoilers the chance to step away, and then I'll proceed to discuss the movie with specifics. But let me be clear, while Spider-Man No Way Home is a lot of fun and a must-see holiday movie for the whole family, the most important thing here is, along with Ghostbusters Afterlife, this film strikes a possibly fatal blow to wokeism in Hollywood. Neither of those films was woke. Both of those films honored the fans of the franchise. Both films were wildly entertaining. Both films spoke to all of us from the heart. And as a result, both films made money. Dense as they are, Hollywood cannot help but learn a lesson this glaringly obvious. I'm convinced that we are finally witnessing a turning of the tide in show business away from the profitless pandering to puerile SJW prattle and toward giving fans what they want with respect and fidelity to the past. Indeed, Spider-Man No Way Home is not only faithful to the past, it positively reveres it. The past collides with the future in Spider-Man No Way Home, and if this movie makes as much money as I think it will, Hollywood will never be the same. So what did I think of Spider-Man No Way Home? It was a fanboy's dream movie, my friends. I love this movie, and it's all the more remarkable because I didn't like Tom Holland's first two Spider-Man movies. I was completely underwhelmed by Spider-Man Homecoming. I completely blew off the second movie because I genuinely didn't like the first movie. I hated them, turning Tony Stark into Peter Parker's tongue-clucking nanny, following him around like a fusty schoolmarm, rolling his eyes, judging and disapproving. Since when was Tony Stark a stuck-up old fuddy-duddy? Really? Tony Stark? That's like making a movie where James T. Kirk is an accountant working in a cubicle. It just doesn't suit his established character. Regardless, I skipped the second movie, so going into the third, I was briefly confused, but I caught up very quickly and the rest of the movie was smooth sailing. The main point here is, Spider-Man No Way Home is so damn good. It was able to win me over despite my ambivalence regarding the MCU side of that franchise split between Disney and Sony. And I was not only entertained, it changed my opinion of Tom Holland in the role of Spider-Man. My friends, this movie has it all. In the same way that Guardians of the Galaxy, my favorite MCU movie, was able to put me through the gamut of emotions, Spider-Man No Way Home made me laugh, made me cheer, and moved me to tears at several points. This is a very sentimental film, folks. A film that pays tribute to the past, moves the MCU forward, sets up the next MCU movie, and I believe changes Hollywood moving forward. Make no mistake, my friends, you need to see this movie, because now is the time to strike a blow against woke and slap Hollywood right in the face to wake them from their SJW fever dream and get them back to the old-fashioned values of greed and profit. But how can you make such a bold statement, Doomcock? Hollywood changed forever? The end of woke in Tinseltown? How can that possibly be? My friends, in a year when most movies have failed to make a profit and others have barely made their money back, Spider-Man No Way Home is making money hand over fist. Hollywood hasn't seen anything like this since the start of COVID. In a recent Forbes article, Scott Mendelson says, quote, Spider-Man No Way Home earned a whopping $37.1 million on Monday, down just 42% from its $64.2 million Sunday gross. That brings its 4-day cum to $297.2 million domestic, following a $260 million domestic Friday through Sunday opening weekend. That's the second biggest domestic 4-day gross ever, between Star Wars The Force Awakens, $288 million following a $247 million Friday, Sunday, $40 million Monday launch, and Avengers Endgame, $356 million plus $36 million equals $393 million. But that's just the domestic gross, folks. Spider-Man No Way Home has a global gross of $680 million. Have you heard the one, get woke, go broke? Well, my friends, this is a message Hollywood can't ignore. They've been dying in the woke desert for years now, and I have no doubt that a glimpse of the Spider-Man oasis with its sparkling waters of profit, happy frolicking fans, and coconuts of merchandising will, along with Ghostbusters Afterlife and Dune and the Snyder Cut, make Hollywood turn away from woke bullshit and get back to making non-politicized movies that actually entertain people. Entertainment equals butts in seats, equals repeat business, equals merchandise sales, equals riches galore. This is a very simple formula that Hollywood inexplicably forgot since 2016. I believe that Spider-Man No Way Home will remind Hollywood how good profit can be when you simply pay respect to fans and to your franchise. But what did I especially like in this movie? It's time for spoilers, folks. So if you haven't seen Spider-Man No Way Home, now is the time to step away from the video, go to your computer, purchase tickets to go see Spider-Man No Way Home, and enjoy. But let's drill down into what I loved. We are now entering the spoiler zone. The idea behind this film is brilliant, my friends. Doctor Strange essentially rips holes in the multiverse, attempting to do a simple spell to make everyone forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And as a result, we fans get to indulge in a wondrous orgy of geek celebration, seeing not only past Spider-Men, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, but also the greatest villains of past Spider-Man films, including Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, Alfred Molina as Doc Ock, Jamie Foxx as the Shocker, Thomas Hayden Church as Sandman. We get to see the Lizard. We even get a brief cameo with none other than Matt Murdock, Daredevil himself. I mean, this was an explosion of pop culture perfection here, folks. Everything a fan could ask for. Talk about paying tribute to the past. This movie enshrines the past. Seeing Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man made me cheer and brought tears to my eyes. Andrew Garfield was absolutely wonderful in this film, and I was never really a fan of his Spider-Man, so this was a big surprise to me. Willem Dafoe didn't lose a step after all these years in his portrayal of the Green Goblin. I was delighted to learn that time hadn't lessened his insanely evil presence even slightly. And Molina's Dr. Octopus was one of my favorite parts of this excellent film. Molina was a standout, and seeing him again, especially seeing him revert with Peter Parker's help to the gentleman scientist he was before the accident. Folks, you gotta go see this movie, and if you do go see this movie, get ready to cheer often and loudly. It's like Sony finally got it. They somehow got a hold of some geek and did a Klingon mind sifter session on him or her and figured out exactly what fans want, and in Spider-Man No Way Home, they give it to us in spades. Benedict Cumberbatch has always been a bit cold and abrupt as Doctor Strange, in my opinion. He works as the character, but he's not been one of my favorites in the MCU. But that said, he does a terrific job in this movie. It's a pretty funny scene when Strange is attempting to help Peter out and make the world forget he's Spider-Man, but Peter keeps interrupting the spell, asking Strange to make an exception for his girlfriend and his best friend and Aunt May. I don't want them to forget me. Interruptions that make the spell go haywire and rend the very fabric of time and space. A rip that will figure largely in the Doctor Strange movie they're reshooting even as we speak. This is what the MCU used to be, where storylines dovetail perfectly. Seeing Matt Murdock appear as Peter's lawyer was a magic moment that made me cheer, reminiscent of the Marvel Comics line at its finest, when all these heroes coexisted in a shared world of continuity. All of them knew each other and regularly encountered each other in New York City and parts about the globe. The old heroes and the old ways still hold immense power, and this film taps into that power to serve up the perfect holiday experience. There are a lot of big laughs in this film, and some serious tears. Serious spoiler right here, folks. The shit gets really real with the death of Aunt May, and the various other Spider-Men who subsequently appear in this universe talk to Tom Holland's Spider-Man about their losses, their sorrows, their loneliness. They confirm the creed of Spider-Man: with great power comes great responsibility. It was both heartwarming and heart-wrenching, in the same way that Guardians of the Galaxy ran you through the gamut of human emotions. I tell you, at the end of this film, we even lose the iron spider suit, and we get back to the basics. A lonely guy, isolated, forgotten, shunned, in his homemade costume, fighting crime. And that's something that Spider-Man fans have been wanting for a long time. This film is something of a holy grail for Spider-Man fans. I truly and deeply loved it. I'm certain that there are plot holes in this, though I was too entertained that I didn't have time to think about them. Though I'm sure as I think more about it, I'll come up with more to say on those points. But let me just tell you this, folks. Spider-Man No Way Home is a love letter to Spider-Man fans, straight from the heart and presented with respect. No fan could ask for more than that. And with respect, we accept. Want to strike a blow against wokeism and the SJW plot to ruin everything? For God's sake, go see this movie. See it multiple times. Take the family. Take them multiple times. Buy Spider-Man movie toys. Buy Ghostbuster toys. We are winning the war on woke in Hollywood. But if this movie makes $1 billion, it will be a crushing and crippling blow to the woke wankers of Tinseltown. And you can't ask for a better Christmas gift than that. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay hopeful.
Ha 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 ha.